Hello there, Pilgrim. Welcome to Green Party Green TV. I'm Kerry Campbell, Independent Green Party.
And I'm Brooklyn Kinley with the Independent Green Party. Green TV focus is Independent Green Party candidates. The Independent Green Party Green TV is about Green Party, Green New Deal, eco-jobs for the economy, positive Green Party solutions. Green Party eco-capitalism, prices must tell the environmental truth. The green industrial revolution, solar jobs, wind jobs, geothermal jobs, rail jobs, weatherization jobs, efficiency jobs, and conservation jobs. Building green neighborhoods, walkable, bikeable, pedestrian-friendly, and rail-friendly communities. Joining us today is Green Party Green TV shortly is a Green Cowboy, Dr. David Freeman. The engineer, attorney, and power company leader will talk about his new book, Making Money with Green Energy. The CIA World Fact Book lists the Green Party as one of only 4 truly national political parties in the United States. According to Ballot Access News, the Independent Green Party is the most active on ballot third party in Virginia in 100 years. The Green Party has won ballot status with strong performances at the ballot box in almost half of the United States. In the rest of the nation, the Green Party must petition to get Green Party candidates on the ballot. The Green Party has presidential petition drives now in 3 new states. The Green Party's Dr. Jill Stein's campaign started petitioning for a Green Party ballot line in Alabama, Kansas, and Idaho. Dr. Jill Stein's Green Party website and Facebook offer people the opportunity to volunteer as Green Party petitioners. The Stein Green Party page also accepts online donations to the petition drives. Donations go directly to Green Party petition gatherings in Alabama, Kansas, and Idaho. The Green Party Watch, a key Green Party news website, reports Dr. Jill Stein will campaign 4 days in North Carolina. Yes, weekly, a Greensbury publication quotes the Green Party's Dr. Jill Stein. The campaign is going awesome. Stein says the Green Party has new Green Party candidates for Congress from the Black Lives Matter movement. Independent Political Report writes that over 100 people from the Black Lives Matter movement are running as Green Party candidates. Dr. Jill Stein, Green Party, speaks at Central Piedmont Community College in Charlotte, North Carolina, Saturday. At the University of North Carolina, Asheville on Sunday, and Guilford College in Greensbury Monday. The Green Party presidential candidate speaks Tuesday at Duke University. 4 other candidates seek the Green Party nomination for President of the United States. Dr. Kent Mesplay is also seeking the Green Party nomination for President. Mesplay previously ran for the Green Party nomination for U.S. Senate. The Green Party Kent Mesplay has sought the Green Party nomination for President 3 times. A scientist and engineer, Dr. Kent Mesplay worked a regular job during each of his other campaigns, and there are reports that Mr. Mesplay will retire from his day job to campaign full-time. SKCM Curry, California Green Party, is a media professional. Ms. Curry is also seeking the Green Party nomination for president. Ms. Curry was a key Green Party leader in a 2008 Green Party presidential campaign of former Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney. Cynthia McKinney was the Green Party nominee for president in 2008. Ms. Curry is recognized in the Green Party and beyond as a dynamic, powerful, charismatic, inspiring speaker. The Green Party candidate, Ms. Curry, spoke at the National Black Political Leadership Conference this week. The Green Party's Dr. William Kreml. Dr. William Kreml is a retired political science professor, attorney, and author. Dr. William Kreml has run for other offices as a Green Party candidate. Dr. Bill Kreml is a member of the South Carolina Green Party. Dr. Kreml was awarded his law degree from Northwestern University in 1965. Green Party leader Dr. William Kreml went on to earn his PhD from Indiana University 1972. The Green Party author Dr. William Kreml has written 5 books. The newest is The Bias of Temperament of American Politics. It was published in 2014 by Carolina American Press. The Green Party Dr. William Kreml is a distinguished professor emeritus at the University of South Carolina. Kreml has filed his Green Party presidential campaign with the FEC, Federal Elections Commission. His campaigning at the North Carolina Green Party State Convention this weekend. Documentarian and veteran Green Party candidate for Congress, that's Darrell Cherney, is exploring a presidential bid. Cherney has been a member of the Green Party since 1990. Darrell Cherney is a former Green Party office holder. The Green Party's Darrell Cherney says he'll formally launch his Green Party campaign in January. Green Party candidates across the U.S. were elected to local office this year. Green TV salutes them all. Green Party Marion County, California co-chair Marlene Glickman was elected to the Dixie School Board. Here in Virginia, the Independent Green Party endorsees Wendy Hegland Smith. Green Party was elected to the Appomattox School Board. Samba Baldin, Green Party, was elected to the Madison, Wisconsin City Council. Green Party Myrma Martinez was elected to the New London, Connecticut Board of Education.
All righty, now we are privileged, Dr. Freeman, come on over please and join us to welcome David Freeman to Independent Green Party, Green TV. Dave, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for bringing your new book, and thanks for all the years of noble service to our country. How have you been?
I've been well. I'm happy to be here. I have a message for the folks that I want to have a chance to explain, and how shall we go about it?
Sure enough. Well, first off, I just want to say, I wore my Stetson in honor of you coming today, and that you are known as the Green Cowboy. Now, how did you pick up that nickname?
My granddaughter thought it was a good name. I've been wearing this cowboy hat all my life, and it's my calling card, and I've been preaching green all my life. And she put the two together, and it kind of stuck. Sure,
it sure does. Dave's new book, we want to say right up front, is All Electric America, and we're going to get into that a bit more. But what's going to make reading your book interesting, Dave, is for folks to know about you, where you were born, where you grew up, and what kind of education you have. Please cover those things.
Well, I was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Long time ago, in 1926 to be exact, and I've been very fortunate to have lived all over America. I have been the CEO of 5 large electric utilities during my life, and I have advocated energy efficiency and renewable energy for a long, long time. And I've now put my thoughts together with those of my co-author, Leah Parks, into this book called All Electric America. We are at a time when we either start really getting with it, or we're all going to cook. Maybe our kids and grandkids. I mean, it's just that real. I mean, the climatologists, who I think of as a family doctor, are telling us that we're eating poison. And if we keep eating it and breathing it, we're going to not have the kind of life that we want to live. I mean, that it'll be too hot in most of the world to even exist. The oceans will rise. We're here this morning after Paris blew up last night. I mean, we're living in a world where we don't know whether there is a tomorrow or not. But this one issue overwhelms everything else. I mean, we may work out peace in Syria. We may handle a lot of things, but if we do not deal with Mother Nature, she's going to cook us. It's just that plain. And what we're doing is, frankly, talking. I mean, with all due respect, and the Green Party may be in the lead in talking, but it's time that we start doing. And here, the basic message here is that we got this awful problem, but then again, we've got this wonderful solution. The modern day Edisons have gone to work, and in my lifetime, we have learned how to harness the sun and harness the wind and then take that energy and store it so we can use it when we need it, and do that in a way that is cheaper. And I want to emphasize the word cheaper, lower in cost than what we're burning today. So we got to be the biggest fools that ever lived if we don't switch to an energy supply that is not only avoids catastrophe, but it's going to give us lower prices. And let me just be blunt with you. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I have run electric utilities, and I have. Let me tell you what the cheap power in America is today. It's the dams that we built in the 30s and the 40s, and where the electricity is now virtually free because the dams are paid off and there are no fuel costs. Well, guess what? Solar and wind is free fuel. You don't have to be a PhD economist to figure out that if you pay for a solar panel, it's going to last. And believe me, they last 30, 40 years. When you pay it off in a few years, it doesn't require any labor to speak of or much maintenance. It's virtually free fuel. So what we've got is now the technology to where electricity can be lower in price, and we have to substitute electricity for oil and gas in every use. That's why I call my book All Electric America. Frankly, over the next 35 years, we've got to put the damn oil and gas people out of business. I mean, you laugh, but but it's a life or death matter, and we can. We know how to heat buildings with heat pumps and electricity. We know how to drive automobiles, and the cover of my book is an electric car. We've invented the better mousetraps. We have the ability to have an all-electric America. In fact, we were advertising it back in the 50s and 40s and 50s. In my hometown of Chattanooga, I used to have to shovel coal into a furnace to heat the house. TVA came along with hydropower and electric heat, and we had the all-electric home, and we had the slogan of live better electrically, and we did. And finally, a white shirt stayed white all day long because it didn't before. Now, you know, the problem is that we're assuming, and with all due respect to our president and everybody else, we somehow assume that the marketplace is going to give us the right answer. Well, I've worked in the electric power industry most of my life, and that industry is stubbornly resistant to change. It took a law to get them to put pollution control equipment on the power plants to clean up the local pollution. And it's taking a law it took a law to get seatbelts in cars. When the DDT was killing the birds, we didn't put a tax on it. We outlawed it. Now, we now know that burning oil and gas and coal is poison. Now, why don't we use the one power that civilized people have, which is the power of government, to outlaw it for the future? Don't get me wrong, I'm going to turn the lights off. I'm not saying that we can just stop using what we have, but over a 35-year period, everything new can be renewable, and the renewable electricity can substitute for oil and gas more and more, so that we can meet the challenge of climate and also have lower prices. Now that's what my book is all about. I really think there are two kind of climate deniers. They're the dumb folks that just don't understand the science. And then there are the smart people like us that understand it, but we're still buying a new car with gasoline. We're still doing things that will perpetuate and add more greenhouse gases.
He actually has solar panels on his house.
Yeah, but he flew here in an airplane that used jet fuel, and he drives a car.
I do not.
We're all sinners one way or the other.
Well,
and the problem is that if you're a good guy and I'm a bad guy, we both cook. Our grandkids both have the same problem. So it's going to take mandates, and that's the purpose of my book. The politicians don't seem to have the intestinal fortitude, another word for courage, to propose what's needed. Why are we fooling around with all kind of indirect measures here that we can't even pass? Let's at least fight for programs that will get the job done. In other words, outlaw any new fossil fuel power plant, and let's require the automobile companies that higher and higher percentage of their cars be zero emission. I mean, I lay all this out in the book, and actually, the interesting thing is that 30 states have enacted mandates. Why do you think we have solar and wind power now? It's because California and many other states require a higher and higher percentage of renewable energy. So we know how to do it, and if the federal government doesn't do it, perhaps all the states will do it. But I want everyone in America, under 40 at least, to read this book, because this is your issue. And it's virtually a life or death issue for young people, because this climate problem has got to be solved if you're going to have a happy life. And the interesting thing is, to solve it will save money, not cost money, like a lot of people are saying. So I appreciate the chance to make the pitch, and I'll be glad to engage in a conversation with you guys.
We're pleased to have you on the show, David. We'd like to get your Green Party's perspective on federal spending. Here are some of the final Treasury Statement federal spending numbers for 2015.
Well, let me just say one thing. I think this, before we get into this issue of climate is way beyond political parties.
Oh, yes.
The Green Party perhaps has a better idea of what needs to be done than the others, but we need every party to join in this, because it is a issue that is, global, not just parochial. And I think it's important that this rise above party. We need to get the American people to recognize that we put most of this greenhouse gas up there, us and Europe. We've done it.
China too.
The Chinese didn't put it mostly up there. They're just beginning. Africa is just beginning. Okay. We have an obligation to show some leadership here, because we're the major polluters. Per capita, we're larger than anyone almost. So America needs to lead, and if America leads, others will follow. And if you're sitting there in Africa, you have every right to say, well, they burn their coal, I'm going to burn coal too. But if we show that the renewable energy is actually cheaper, then yes, they will avoid the bad stuff, and we can win this fight. So I want this issue to rise above politics, and recognize that in some sense none of us is really doing it yet, but it's going to take some laws and some mandates and some real incentives and some understanding that the greenhouse gas issue is an overwhelming issue that cuts across all party lines in all races and all countries.
Thank you for that, Dr. Freeman.
Let's just remind them, Brooklyn, you're watching the Independent Green Party, Green TV, the show that focuses on independent Green Party candidates for state, local, and federal office. and positive Green New Deal, eco jobs for the economy solutions, solar jobs, wind jobs, geothermal jobs, rail jobs. With us on the show today is Dr. David Freeman. Dave, you're an engineer and an attorney, right? Both?
Yeah, but I don't admit it.
Okay, good. Fair enough. And David Freeman's new book, let's plug your book here, Dave. It's All Electric America, a climate solution and a hopeful future, written by David Freeman and Leah Parks. Did I pronounce the names correctly, Dave?
That's right, and it can be purchased already, even though it's not the publication date is January 14th, but you can get it at Amazon for $12.95.
Fantastic. And Dave, how long did it take you to write All Electric America?
40 years. Well, I'm serious. The book represents my own experiences in this field over a 40-year period. It isn't something that I just dreamed up. As well as Leah's understanding is a youthful person looking at it in modern day, but we actually spent a couple of years in actually writing the book, but it reflects, as you will see, a long period of learning by the toughest teacher of all, experience.
Now, Dave, you've been on Green Party, Green TV. This is the third time that and we are always thrilled to have you.
Yes.
So we know each other.
Yes.
And so you know that my house is a plus house with solar and geothermal, exactly what you're describing. You know that I make money on my house, $1,200 every quarter.
Well, you're a good example of what I'm talking about.
Now, can everybody do this, Dave?
Of course. I mean, not somebody that's renting an apartment building has got to have a community solar business. But let me put it this way. We can have an all-electric America that is all renewable. Now, let's be clear that if you're living in a high-rise apartment building, you can't get the solar directly. But
you can buy from a solar co-op,
that's
right?
Dave? That's right. The truth of the matter is that we've invented a lower cost form of electricity that is absolutely clean, and we're beginning to use it more and more. The revolution is underway. It's just on TV only on this station.
No. Yeah. Thank you,
We're
Dave.
proud to try.
Thank you. Now, Dave, your book. Let's say the title one more time. All Electric America.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a patriotic American. I love to see America in the title. I love that what you're suggesting is that our country can lead the way on renewable energy.
And make money doing it.
And make money doing it. That's
and create not thousands of jobs, millions of jobs. In other words, we have, in the next 35 years, got to build an electric power system that is all renewable wind and storage and biomass and stuff. That's twice as big as the electric system we have, but it will replace all the oil and gas we're using. In other words, we got to, the remaining oil and gas and coal needs to stay in the ground where the good Lord put it. I mean, if the Lord wanted us to use that stuff, he or she would have made it a whole lot easier to get. You wouldn't have to chop down a mountain. You wouldn't have to go out and spill all over the Gulf of Mexico. You wouldn't have to mess up beautiful area of wildlife in order to get it. Mother Nature gave us all the energy we need. And finally, in the year 2015, we have learned how to use it. And that we need to just deploy that on a massive basis. And it will take less land than the coal does. The reason is that coal you have to mine every year to get more coal, but the fuel is free. The sun comes here free of charge. The solar panels, you put them out even in the desert, they're not going to destroy the land, and it's just one time. And you don't have to do any mining. Think of all the land that's been disturbed by coal mining, uranium mining, all drilling for oil and gas. We can preserve what's left of America the Beautiful by going to solar and wind.
Make it beautiful again.
That's right. And think of what Washington, D.C. would be like if the air was in Los Angeles, if the air was really clean, if you didn't have cars burning stuff. I mean, we think we've cleaned up, but we haven't. We still have epidemics of asthma and lung disease. So even as a byproduct of curing the climate problem, we're going to clean up the cities. I mean, there's nothing more exciting, more challenging that we could undertake, and the beauty of it is we're going to save money.
Great, that's great.
See, once the power plants have been paid for, the marginal cost of operating them is nearly zero, and we'll have competing between companies that'll get by with prices that are a whole lot less than they are today. I sold electricity for 1 cent a kilowatt hour when I ran the New York Power Authority, and I made 90% profit. I had Niagara Dam and St. Lawrence Dam, and the power is virtually free. Well, a big solar or wind farm, once you've paid for it and paid it off, it's virtually free. Even the environmental advocates haven't really focused on the fact that we have got something that is cheaper. And they're arguing that, well, we need to sacrifice. Well, we don't need to sacrifice. We just need to use what we've already learned. But we've got a big lobby to beat. That's the oil and gas and coal people. They want to burn it all because they make money on it.
Now, we are right now at the end of Green Party, Green TV with David Freeman. We thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to have David Freeman here. We're going to say goodbye now, and hopefully we can go ahead and do another show with David Freeman. This is David Freeman.